2017 DCI cohort. While you're doing your DCI, where will you get your kicks? Jingaree, Jingaree, greetings. I live on Mulunjali country at Glen Eagle on a 2-hectare land for wildlife block. I pay respects to the Mulunjali people of the Yugambeh language group, the traditional owners on the land on which this video was produced. You could say I'm a mature age student. My partner and I have been together for 40 years. I have 2 grown-up sons and 2 delightful grandchildren. I'm the son of Dutch and Polish refugees from war-torn Europe. I live just north of Beaudesert in the Scenic Rim, where I play an active role in its thriving arts community. I'm the long-term president of the Beaudesert and District Community Arts Project that is dedicated to developing public art in our region. As part of my practice, I facilitate and lead this group of volunteers to deliver excellence in public art events. In May we'll celebrate our 10th year hosting the Arts in the Olives Festival. Held in the Lost World Valley, the festival provides about 20 low-cost art workshops over the Mother's Day weekend. Set in an olive grove on the banks of the Albert River, the event has fine local food, a pop-up art gallery, about 50 artisan stalls and a music program of local artists, and last year attracted over 3,000 visitors. We've also hosted 2 sculpture symposium. The 2008 symposium resulted in 9 large sculptures installed in prominent locations across the Scenic Rim and Logan City. The artists convened for the 16-day 2015 Wyalong Sculpture Symposium, created 8 sculptures that have created the permanent Lake Wyalong Sculpture Park. I've also been an environmental and social activist since my teenage years. Soon after arriving in Australia in 1988, I helped found the Logan and Albert Rivers Catchment Association and also the Logan and Albert Rivers Conservation Association. I've also stood for state and federal parliament on 4 occasions as a Greens candidate. This has been my community activism and development practice, all in my spare time. I work full-time and was recently recognised for 25 years work as a public servant in the environment and natural resource management sector for the Queensland Government. Privately, I've been called a greenie left-wing ratbag. Officially, I've been called lots of different names as governments, departments and roles change around me. I have, however, essentially been doing science engagement and communication with individuals, community groups, industry and general media. I've been a public good activist in government all this time. I was innovating long before it was a buzzword. I've had a long interest in the interplay between the arts and sciences. About 6 years ago, I decided to test and push the somewhat rigid science boundaries at the Eco Sciences Precinct at Dutton Park, where I work. Meeting some initial opposition in 2012, I organised and curated the first and well-received Art Meets Science exhibition. After a second such exhibition, I pushed further and instigated the first formal Queensland Government Artist-in-Residence Science programme. A collective of 8 artists participated in the residency and then joined other artists in exhibiting at the 2015 Art Meets Science exhibition. A similar residency and exhibition was held last year. Most humbly, no boldly, I now want to spread my art science curation practice across Brisbane City. Working with the Queensland Museum and progressively more partners, I want to bring forth the arts, science and culture of Brisbane's Knowledge Corridor. The Brisbane Knowledge Corridor project aims to help make Brisbane the world's most visited science, art, cultural destination by providing an enduring new cultural institution for the city. Brisbane's Knowledge Corridor was first identified by the Smart State Council in 2007. The corridor happens to have the iconically named Bus Route 66 and runs north-south from UQ to the Royal Brisbane and Women's Hospital. It connects up most of the city's research and creative institutions. It has 13 knowledge stops close to 4 university campuses, 3 research hospitals, 3 research precincts, 2 research institutes, the College of Art, the Queensland Museum and Science Centre, QPAC, the Conservatorium, the State Library, Art Gallery in Goma and a large number of businesses. The Queensland Museum hosts the World Science Festival Brisbane. The festival is a unique 6-year opportunity to build Brisbane's reputation as a destination for rich, immersive science, arts and cultural experiences. The locations along Route 66 provide a host of art with science engagement opportunities, including theatrical works, interactive apps, visual arts, musical performance, dramatically interpreted access to Brisbane's key research centres and institutions. In short, under the auspices of the museum, I'll engage with all the institutions and businesses along the corridor to build support for a major funding application to undertake the project. I'll also engage with the creative industry sector for support for the project, and depending upon funding levels, to implement a wide range of creative projects that in many different ways support the overall project aim. My DCI will firstly look for and examine relevant exemplars of internationally transformed corridors from around the world and the key art and cultural activities undertaken that have influenced such change. The second part of my research will present and interpret the key activities undertaken by Brisbane artists, creative practitioners, community groups, institutions, local and state government that contributed to transforming the Route 66 transport corridor into a new major cultural infrastructure and providing an additional identity for Brisbane. I don't know about you, I know I'll be getting my kicks along Brisbane's Route 66.